We were always told it was the 17th, and I woke up and a listener tagged me going, hey, look, you're coming up next week. And I've been telling, breaking news! Breaking news! Can you hear me? News is breaking! I've been telling listeners, it's the 17th. It's the 10th, 9/8 Central on Nat Geo. Here's the synopsis. In a running wild first, Bear takes radio and television personality Bobby Bones out into the wild, this time with his new fiancée, Caitlin Parker. What better way to set out on the adventure of marriage than a wilderness boot camp with Bear Grylls? Bear tests Bobby and Caitlin's ability to rely upon each other out in the rugged wilderness of the eastern Sierra Nevada, where they track deadly mountain lions, descend off towering sandstone cliffs, hunt for food under ice-covered cascading waterfalls, and find out firsthand what the wild can teach us about the resilience of love.
Oh, wow.
Y'all did all that?
That is very dramatic.
I'm not a spoiler, but we may have gotten married out there.
Oh, this
You
is how
gotta
to
watch
reveal
to
it.
see.
We'd be like, all right, well, I guess it's done.
Okay, so yeah.
It's
No
Monday
wedding.
coming up. It's the 10th. I was shocked this morning. I woke up at like 3:30. I was elbowing Caitlin. I was like, our Bear Grylls is on the 10th. She was like, I don't care.
She's like, I already did
She's
my
like,
part.
I'm sleeping. I did it. So confused as to why the date was wrong. I'm sorry, everybody. I let you down. Monday. Please watch. My livelihood depends on it. Okay, let's go over and do the real news.
Bobby's Big
Story.
According to NASA, if a giant asteroid was on a collision course with Earth, we would not be able to stop it. We would be done for. That is not something we can control either way. We can't control if it's coming. We can't control to stop it. So when it decides, boom, gone. We lose. There's no Armageddon happening. There's no Steven Tyler with a guitar ready to play a song.
But, like,
There's
we'll
no
have-
Bruce Willis going up and taking it down. What?
But we'll have a heads up, right? Because they can see it.
We should.
Here's the thing. If they know we're going down,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we're told until it's almost too late.
Wow. Because the mayhem.
It would just be absolutely bonkers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even want to know. I want to look up and go, well, that moon sure does look close. And then, boom, we're done. I don't want the time to think about it.
Yeah, it's not like we can do anything about it.
The agency just completed a week-long simulation looking at various scenarios and concluded that we wouldn't be able to stop an asteroid using current technology, even with 6 months of advance notice.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, it makes me kind of sick to my stomach a little bit.
So the whole oil drilling thing and blowing it up. before
I
it gets
told you, there's no Steven Tyler. There's no Bruce Willis. There's no animal cracker going across her belly as they're falling in love. That crap ain't happening.
That was a good scene.
That was a good scene, right? All right, more news.
Bobby's Big
Story.
Here's a tip. Don't get greedy with your dead relative's money. Amy,
Okay.
you said you could see how people, when your dad died, you're still getting stuff?
Oh, well, I mean, I could see how, yes, it would, yeah. I mean, I could see how if the death certificate's delayed.
And you
in-
could still be getting
if
money.
Social Security stuff might be coming in, yeah.
An Oregon man is pleading guilty to cashing nearly $1 million worth of Social Security checks that were intended for his aunt who died 50 years ago.
Yeah, okay.
Jeez.
So I would be the recipient of I was in charge of all my dad's stuff.
The Social Security Administration started the investigation because the woman who would have been the second oldest person living in the U.S.
Okay.
At some point, this knucklehead's got to cut his losses and go, she died.
She's like so
He's getting too
old.
greedy.
50 years.
She's 114. That's it. You know what? He could have got away with this if he cut it off at 30 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, he couldn't stop. It was too easy.
They learned she died in New York in 1971. George Dumar of Klamath Falls admitted to cashing the $458,000 worth of Social Security checks. He's sentenced to 10 years in prison. And you got to think if he's been doing it 50 years, he's got to be old too. And now he's got to go to jail for the rest of his life. The two nieces blabbed, in case you're wondering.
Oh,
Oh.
good. They told on him.
They told on their dad?
The nieces.
The two nieces.
The aunt, probably
Oh.
the aunts, they're her daughters.
Wild, man. He had it. He could have got away with it. But he got a little it's like the person who robs the 9th bank after they've gotten away with 8. Like, why you keep pushing, bud? Find a new crime. All right, that's the news. Thank you.
Bobby's Big
Story.
We are ready for you. We'll take your calls. 877-77-BOBBY. Let's do Gabby Barrett, the good ones. This is a good song. Back in a second. Bobby Bone Show. Texas. Hello, Valerie. How
Morning,
are you?
studio.
Oh, hello.
Morning.
Morning.
Hold on, we're all off. I'm
Okay.
still talking. Hold on a minute. Hey, Valerie, say that again.
Morning, studio.
Morning.
Go ahead.
Hey, I just want to let y'all know I appreciate the fact that y'all are all dysfunctional
What the?
and all y'all dysfunctional lives that y'all share just helps everybody. I mean, like Amy talking this morning about not looking at the numbers on the scale, Scuba Steve selling the ring. I listen to y'all every morning, and y'all sharing y'all's personal lives with everybody on the air, no matter how dysfunctional they are. I know it helps people and it touches people. I appreciate that.
Well, you're welcome.
I'm laughing
Weird.
because I could get way more dysfunctional than what I share.
Ooh, dysfunctional.
Just know you're not alone, people.
Yes. No, you're not alone. I was talking with Caitlin last night, and she was like, you really one day, you just go on. Never mind.
Wait, what?
Just say it.
No. She's being funny.
Well, yeah.
One day I'll be able to. We'll talk.
Okay.
Just know we're going through some crap too up here. Would we all agree?
Oh, yeah.
And we
Totally.
try to share as much as we can. It's legally allowed, right?
Yes.
Cool. All right, that's it for now. We'll thank you for your call, Valerie.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Bye. We'll come back in a second. We have a guy's reaction when he finds out he's having a girl. They do a gender reveal.
Oh, no, it's not good, is it?
Not good.
did he do?
Can't be.
Because he,
Huh?
he wants a boy.
We have a dad's reaction when he's having a girl.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll do that. We'll grab some more calls. 877-77-BOBBY. We are your dysfunctional friends. All right. Back in a second. All right, here's the story. It says the dad's going to have a lot of explaining to do because of a video that's gone viral of him at his baby's gender reveal. Unfortunately, it's pretty clear that he is less than thrilled that he's having a girl. Here's a clip from the video when they pop the balloon and little pink balloons come out of the one big balloon. He goes, S, and then he's like going, oh, with his hands. I'm like, dang it.
Yeah.
He's like visibly disappointed. Guys, if you know I'm having a girl ahead of time, it'd be wonderful, right? If she's not pregnant right now. But when we decide to have a kid, don't do this to me.
Why?
Because I'll be disappointed visibly for at least a minute.
You can't be.
Because, But here's the reason. I have no idea how to raise a girl. It's not because I'm scared or I'm angry. It's like, oh, God, I have no idea what's going on. Oh, no. That's what it is. And don't be a hypocrite, Eddie. You don't have any girls.
I don't.
You have 4 boys.
I don't. And I did wish that I would never have girls, so.
All I'm saying is
What's wrong with you?
we have a boy and a girl in that order. That would be A+ life.
Okay, good luck.
But to get upset at guys who were just dumb.
Yeah, you are.
Right.
It doesn't make sense to me to be upset about the sex of your baby. I don't get it.
It's not so much upset that you're having a girl, it's you're confused at what you're going to do now that you're having a girl. That's what it is.
But you have to think, like, what's your daughter going to say when she sees this video?
She'll
like,
laugh
wow,
because
really?
she knows I'm wrapped around her finger. And every guy that calls in that's had a girl says the same thing. Like, yeah, at first I was like, oh, no.
Yes.
But it's the greatest thing ever. And I realize that's going to be the case. I'm not so dumb to go, it's just going to be awful. No, at all. But if you do that and it's all pink, I'm going to be like, oh, man, what am I going to do? Sometimes emotions are manifested in ways, if I'm scared, it comes out as angry.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not hating on this guy. He does look, play that clip. When he goes, because he does beep, and then he does his hands like, oh, no.
That's what everyone's laughing at?
Yeah.
They're just hilarious that he's so angry.
It is hilarious because they also know that he's going to love it.
Yeah.
They also know that in 3 years,
It's going
We
to take
hope
3
so.
years.
he's going to look back at this and go, what was I thinking?
He's going to be mad for 3 years.
But I don't hate on him because I, right now, as the id that I am, feel the same way. Like, I'm just going to have it and it's going to be like, oh, no, what am I doing? Bill and Melinda Gates, we talked about yesterday how they were splitting after 27 years of marriage. Apparently, they had some little arrangement.
What do you
Okay.
mean?
Well, he would like go away with his early girlfriend. It was known. Did you hear the story at all?
No.
In a 1997 Time magazine profile, Bill Gates disclosed he actually asked his ex-girlfriend for her approval before popping the question to Melinda.
That's
Already the youngest U.S. billionaire at the time, he reportedly negotiated one long weekend a year with his former flame.
Oh, that was part of their deal?
How is that going to work?
The article, it worked for 27 years.
Well, yeah, now it's over.
The article, but it probably because of more than that.
Mm-hmm. It has to be. But
Yeah, I'm sure that was keeping him happy.
Oh, man, that's crazy.
The article referred to the annual weekend as an arrangement. 1 weekend a year, he went on a long weekend with his ex-girlfriend. Then I wonder, this is me going next level, thinking about her side of it. Like, who is she with? Well, who's it? Does she have a husband?
Yeah, does she have a week?
Is she
Maybe.
also getting money? So her husband's like, you know what, baby? I'm getting $5 million a year for this. You go ahead and have your weekend. If you have a marriage, whatever rules you have in that marriage, if you both agree on, that's not cheating because you've agreed on those rules. Like, this is weird for me to think about, but if it works for them, they're able to raise good, healthy, happy kids, and everybody's happy, whatever. They're not hurting anybody, good for them. But I was surprised to see old Bill Gates with that.
yeah.
It's interesting.
I am surprised.
And the fact that he asked permission and she knew. If Caitlyn was like, hey, I got to go ask my ex-boyfriend for permission to marry you, I'd be like, hey, marry me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even feel like, that's a wild story from old Bill Gates. He was a billionaire, though, when he...
I didn't realize he already had that much money when they got together.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
He was already the youngest U.S. billionaire at the time.
yeah, that's crazy.
And they didn't have a prenup.
Oh, crazy.
And he was already a billionaire. I would completely understand no prenup if he's
He's
got a
nothing.
couple million or he's broke. He was already a billionaire.
Wow.
But maybe that arrangement was allowed for exchange for no prenup. There are a lot of rules.
Sure.
Like I say, the world is bendable. You can figure out your own path. So I saw that in the news.
I guess I'm more shocked about them not having a prenup than I am about the weekend away.
But maybe that was negotiated. You can do this
Yeah.
as long as there's no prenup.
Okay.
I don't know the ins and outs, but I was kind of shocked by that story.
I wonder, too, if he was looking forward to that weekend every year.
Of course he was.
I mean, that
Why
can't
would
be
you
good.
have it then
That
if
just
you
can't be good for the marriage. Like like January 1st, you're like, I can't wait for that weekend.
Bill Gates' ex-girlfriend, Ann Winblad, is married to actor Kevin Kline's brother, Alex Kline, who has 2 adult kids from a previous marriage. There's just
So
people-
she has permission for the weekend too?
Oh,
Okay.
wow. Okay.
I'm sure,
It's like
Not
they
sure.
all get together.
I would assume
I'm sure.
that there's some sort of appreciation paid to all parties involved.
Okay. Make everyone happy.
Yeah.
Keep everyone a little happy.
Dang, that's wild.
I mean, could you imagine?
No.
Getting.
I can imagine.
Yes, I can imagine. Yes.
But I can also imagine how it plans out.
I can also imagine me getting murdered.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I know how it
But
ends.
and there's no way you could be like, it's okay, I'm depositing $5 million into your account.
Eddie, for $5 million though,
I would.
would you let your wife
No, get
for
out of here.
$5 million a year? No. Listen to me.
This is a movie. What's that movie?
Indecent Proposal.
Oh,
Eddie, for $5 million a
Hit me.
year. Be honest here.
Yes.
You have 4 kids.
I do.
Life's right now financially a struggle at times for you.
yes.
Let's just be honest. Let's
Yes,
put it out there on the
is.
table. If your wife's ex-boyfriend from back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
let's say it's the guy who started Twitter.
Okay, all right.
He's like, Eddie, hey, bud, I'm still in love with your wife. I know you guys are together. You have 4 kids, love your family. For a Saturday and Sunday in June, every year, I will give you $5 million. 2 days, but you can't ask any questions about it. $5 million a year.
That's crazy. I couldn't live with myself. Like, yeah, $5 million, that's great and all. But Mr. Rich, money doesn't buy everything. Like, you cannot buy my wife. We're married. She is my wife.
But you're also
she is mine.
You're also talking about all your kids' college paid for.
So I can work for that too.
All your kids forever paid for.
That's even more fuel to work harder so I can do that and not take Mr. Millionaire's money for my wife. That's crazy.
I agree.
Okay, do you? I was just checking.
It's a lot. I mean, dude, in 5 years, you have $25 million.
No, I get it. But I'd be every year. I'd be like, that weekend. I'd be like, I want to.
Ray, what about you and Bay? Would you let Bay go away with for $5
my
million?
God.
Easy, Ray.
Don't let him
Easy.
answer this.
We're newlyweds, 5 months. It's touchy ground right now, but that is a lot of money.
$5 million bucks
But
in
I
2
think it would
days.
continue to be in the head for more than that weekend. So it'd be an entire year you're always thinking about this in the back of your head. It's not worth the money. It's really not. If it's going to affect your marriage, you're probably going to get a divorce a year in.
They lasted 27 years. Dude.
I don't know. Maybe there's no hooking up. I mean, that's a clause that I
Yeah,
like.
okay.
You can pay $5 million to what? Put a puzzle together? Okay.
I don't know. Maybe
Okay.
they were really into each other intellectually and not physically.
Okay, Ray.
That could be it.
Lunchbox?
Pay me. Go ahead. Listen,
You knew it.
Yeah.
$5 million is life-changing for generations. And okay, let's say after 2 years, I just said, hey, Twitter guy, I got my $10 million. Bye-bye. But at the same time, if he won't allow me to cut it off after 2 years, I'll just keep counting that money all the way to the bank. I can retire. I mean, for that one weekend, I would never have to work another day in my life.
Would your wife let you go away and she get paid $5 million?
For sure.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, it's a good
Yeah, I mean, I think we're like none of the women that are married to these men would accept the offer. I guarantee you, even if the husbands were like, okay, yes, you can go, they would be like, no, I'm not going.
No, you have to go, though. It's true.
Yeah.
All right, let's do a romance song. We're talking romantic talk here.
Yeah.
Let's do Luke Combs' Better Together. Bobby Bones Show. Here you go. call us if you want. 877-77-Bobby. We got some calls on the way. We got a guy who hits multiple jackpots in the lottery. We got a woman who hits 2 in 2 weeks. I mean, that PR team for the lottery does a great job.
Yeah,
They're good.
getting the
I
stories
guess
out there.
everybody's winning.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie agreed behind the scenes a minute ago. $5 million, he'd do it.
No, I didn't.
Did not?
Did not.
Okay, all right, back in a second. Well, where do I start here? How about this? This is Max Bolden of Trinity, North Carolina. Said he has a good reason to be shocked. He won $1 million from a scratch-off lottery ticket, and he won $1 million in 2018 as well.
Oh,
Wild, man. I mean, you know when the lottery gets these stories in this office, they're like, we got another one. We got to serve this to all the new. Because this is unbelievable.
I know the odds of winning I just must also show how many people are actually playing the lottery all the time, because they say the odds of winning are so slim, but then there's always these winners.
A woman said she couldn't believe her luck when she won $50,000 from an Idaho lottery scratch-off ticket just 2 weeks after collecting a $200,000 jackpot from a ticket she bought from the same store.
Wow.
It's unbelievable.
That's crazy.
But the winners are out there, right? Like Lunchbox went to a website where he sees like.
It's the commission. Like I went 2 before I bought all my scratch-offs.
Okay, so you know how much whatever you're buying.
You know how many big
potentially can
prizes
give.
are left.
right.
Okay.
In
Like-
circulation.
The ones that I have, there's like 10 million left. There's like,
Oh, wow.
and so I'm like, come on.
Yeah, they're still out there.
Somewhere.
It's just unbelievable that people are winning multiple times. Crazy. Let's go here. This is Casey in St. Louis, who's on the phone. Hey, Casey, thank you for calling. What's happening?
Hi. Yes. Morning, studio.
Morning.
I was calling because I heard your story about the guy who was really disappointed at his gender reveal, and I actually have almost the exact same video when I found out I was having a little boy.
Oh, you were disappointed with a boy child.
Yes. It was my first child, and I wanted a little girl so badly because kind of what you guys said, I didn't know what to do with a boy. And we had a big party and balloons coming out of a box. And when the blue balloons came out of the box, I was visibly disappointed. There may have been tears
Oh
shed
my
even.
gosh.
And my mom had to come and console me. So yeah, my son can never see that video, ever.
I don't think there's any shame in your visceral reaction being what it is. We're always told feel our feelings. It's not like she was like, I'm really going to give it a cry if it's not what I want. She was disappointed because she wasn't educated yet on what was going to happen with her life. I imagine at this point there, Casey, you love your son and you're super pumped he's a boy.
Oh, absolutely. But then I did have a little girl, and her gender reveal video is much different, so I really can't show them their gender reveal videos.
She's so excited.
I think about age 16 you can,
Oh.
and that'd be pretty funny.
Oh man.
I don't know. It might still do some damage.
Feel your feelings, folks. That's what I say. The 3 Fs. Feeling, folks.
But when Lunchbox
Feel your-
opens
hold on. Feel your feelings, folks.
FFF.
Yeah.
But when Lunchbox opens a Christmas present, he's very disappointed and he's like throws it in the trash. That's not acceptable.
That's just because he's not that good of a person sometimes.
No, that's showing my emotions. You say show your
Feel
emotions.
your feelings,
Feel your
folks.
feelings.
That's feelings. Sorry, emotions.
Thank you for your call. I appreciate that. I tell you, yesterday, and this will be up Friday on the Bobbycast, my podcast that I do, Craig Morgan came over to the house, and he was there at 4 p.m. He has this huge Jeep. By the way, Craig Morgan's this guy.
'Cause I'm the son of a third-generation farmer. I've been married 10 years to the
And he had, so many number ones. He had, that's what I love about Sunday.
Jam.
So just hit after hit. And I was talking to him because he's such an outdoorsman, and I really like the guy. We've tried to find time to hang out, but he's all over the world. He was in the military. He was a cop. When he was in the military and he was about to renew, his superior was like, you have to go try country music. You're
awesome.
singing all the time. And he's like, oh, I don't know. And he tells that story on the podcast very in depth. But he lives in Tennessee and he lives in Alaska. And he was like, you got to come to. He invited me to come to his house in Alaska probably more than 10 times. That's a long trip.
Yeah.
It's a long way.
It's above Canada.
Yeah. And I'm like, man, Craig, I'd love to. And he's like, let me tell you about where we live. And so I'm expecting they got some, humongous house in Anchorage, fancy pants part of Alaska. I don't know. There's 2 states I haven't been to, Alaska and Maine. And so he's like, come up. He said, what we do is we fly up. He goes, we're not near a big city or a city. I guess there's not a big city up there. He goes, we fly into that. Then we get a small plane and we fly over to this. He goes, and then we have to drive and park the truck. And he goes, if it's summertime, I have to walk 9 miles to get to my place.
What?
He said, if it's wintertime, we can take a snow machine because it's all through the snow. He goes, but when I have to walk 9 miles, I have to walk with guns because moose will attack, bear will attack.
What on
What is
earth?
happening?
It is crazy.
Was he given this house? Because
I don't know.
why would you buy something like that?
I don't know, but he loves it. And I said, what's the Wi-Fi situation? He goes, well,
Wi-Fi.
he goes, we got one of those little boxes, and sometimes we can get just enough to get email. And I was like, you're out of your mind. But he has to walk 9 miles. He talked about in like the 80s, taking down Noriega in Panama.
Oh, he was part of that? What?
He did this. I hope you guys listen. We spent an hour talking.
Yeah, he's lived quite the life.
He has, and has had many different seasons.
Mm-hmm.
From being in the Army, from being a police officer to a struggling country artist.
He lost his son too, right?
He
Did you guys
did.
talk
And
about
we
that?
talked about that. And I asked him, because I know him well enough to go, tell me about this. Not so much about his situation with his son, but he has a song that he wrote about it, he sings. And I was like, how do you even get through that? Because you have to think this, because you wrote this song about your son. And he talks about that and gets choked up while talking about it. It is such a good podcast. I hope you can subscribe to the Bobbycast now, and it'll pop up on Friday. We always do the top 5 new music, little songs or albums of the week, and then we get into the interview or some sort of content. But it's Craig Morgan this week, and it is just fantastic. That's all. We good?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. Do I have anything that I want to grab? Yeah, we'll come back next.